The world was silent, half of all life gone, heroes shattered, families torn apart, hope buried with the dust. But what if there was a chance to fix everything? 5 years after losing everything, the Avengers will risk it all: time, space, fate itself. This is not just a fight for survival. This is Endgame. Let's dive into the most epic chapter in MCU history. The film opens not with a bang, but a whisper. Clint Barton watches his family vanish right before his eyes. Meanwhile, Tony Stark and Nebula drift alone in space, out of food, out of oxygen, out of hope. Just before it's too late, Captain Marvel rescues them. Back on Earth, the remaining Avengers, Steve, Natasha, Bruce, Rocket, Thor, and Rhodey gather. They track Thanos to a distant planet. They confront him, but it's too late. He destroyed the stones, and in a moment of pure rage, Thor goes for the head, but it doesn't fix anything. Thanos is gone, and so is half the universe. Time passes. The world struggles to move on. Steve Rogers leads grief counseling. Natasha holds the Avengers together like a ghost of herself. Tony Stark, he's found peace married to Pepper, raising their daughter Morgan. But then, a rat activates the quantum van in storage. Scott Lang, Ant-Man, is back. To him, only 5 hours passed in the quantum realm. He brings a crazy idea: time travel, a time heist. The Avengers reunite what's left of them. Tony resists at first, afraid to risk what he's built, but his heart won't let go. He figures it out. Time travel is possible. They form a plan: travel back, collect the Infinity Stones from different points in time, return, and undo the snap. But first they need everyone. They find Thor in New Asgard, broken, drunk, filled with guilt. They recruit Bruce Banner, who's now a blend of Hulk and Brain Smart Hulk. And they bring back Clint, now the deadly vigilante Ronin. One last mission, one last chance. 3 teams, 3 timelines. New York 2012. Cap, Tony, Hulk, and Scott aim to retrieve the space, mind, and time stones. Things go wrong. Loki escapes with the Tesseract. Tony and Cap travel even further back to the 1970s to steal it from S.H.I.E.L.D. Tony meets his father. Cap sees Peggy. Emotional moments that hit deep. Asgard 2013. Rocket and Thor retrieve the Reality Stone. Thor sees his mother, who reminds him he's still worthy. Morgan Vormer 2014. Nebula and Rhodey get the Power Stone. Clint and Natasha go to Vormer, but the Soul Stone has a price. A soul for a soul. And in one of the movie's most devastating scenes, Natasha sacrifices herself to save the universe. They return, stones in hand, grief in their hearts. Tony builds a new gauntlet. Hulk, being the strongest, snaps his fingers, and it works. Birds sing, phones ring. Life has returned, but so has Thanos. The past version of Thanos used Nebula's link to time jump to the present. He unleashes total war. Thanos bombs the compound. The Avengers are scattered, injured, and buried. Tony, Cap, and Thor confront Thanos. An epic fight begins. Thor dual wields Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, but Thanos overpowers them. Cap lifts Mjolnir and the theater roars. Still, Thanos overwhelms. Then, portals open. Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Wakanda, the Guardians, Valkyrie, Pepper in armor. Everyone is back. The battle is chaos and beauty. The gauntlet passes from hero to hero. Thanos nearly wins, but then Tony sees only one way. Doctor Strange holds up a single finger. Tony grabs the stones, and with his final breath, "I am Iron Man," snap. Thanos and his army vanish. The battlefield falls silent. Tony Stark dies in Pepper's arms. A hero, a father, a friend. The Avengers give him a heartfelt goodbye. Steve returns the stones through time but doesn't come back. Instead, he chooses to live his life, marrying Peggy Carter and growing old. He passes the shield and the legacy to Sam Wilson. The story ends, not with a bang, but with a dance. Avengers Endgame wasn't just the end of a saga. It was the celebration of every hero we've loved for over a decade. It gave us heartbreak. It gave us hope. And it reminded us what it means to fight for something bigger than yourself. Tony Stark said, "Part of the journey is the end, but in many ways, this was just the beginning." Comment your favorite moment below. Did you cheer when Cap picked up Mjolnir? Did you cry when Tony snapped? Hit like, subscribe, and join us next time for Avengers Age of Ultron, as the world begins to heal. And remember, whatever it takes,